Number 9 from the homework has you find 3 other points for -1, -pi/6. So I got my graph out again. I'm going to do this one using graphing. And so I'm going to find the point first off. So -pi/6 is right here. And I have to go back -1. So that would be right here. Right? So my first point that I'm going to take is this angle. All right, and go forward. So that would be a +1, and it would be 5pi/6. All right, and then I am going to go backwards angle. So I'm going to go all the way around to here. Okay, and that is, if this is, that is -7pi/6. So going forward again though, 1 -7pi/6. So I've gotten 2. And now I know I'm going to have to do another backwards one because there's 2 forwards and usually I have to have a backwards one. So -1. So I have to back up, so it's going to be the other one that is on -pi/6. So, okay, that means instead of -pi/6, I would go all the way around here to 11pi/6 and backwards. All right, so that was doing it using the unit circle. And I'll do number 10 using math or algebra, I guess. So number 10, we have -2 and 135 degrees. So we're going to change that to -2, 3pi/4. All right, so when we're doing this, it's just easier to think about adding 2pi and pi, although, you know, I guess we could do it where we're doing 180, because like the numbers would be, you know how this is plus or minus the first one, 2pi. Well, wouldn't that be plus or minus 360 degrees? So if I add 360 degrees to 135, I have to go from -360 degrees to 360 degrees. And so wouldn't that be outside the range? So I know that but if I subtract 360 degrees, it won't be less than -360. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So for number 1, I'm going to subtract 2pi. Well, let's do it in subtract 360 degrees. So 360 minus 135, just trying to figure this out, that would be 5, 5, 2, 2, -220 degrees. So our first one would stay -2, and it would be -225 degrees. So that's first one, point. Number 2, I'm going to go to a +2. So make -2 positive. And I have my 2n plus 1 pi. So let's do it where n equals 0. So we would have adding pi. Or, if I were doing this right, it would be 2n plus 1 times 180 degrees. So you're going to add 180 degrees. So it would be +2, and then over here 135 plus 180 degrees. So 5, 11, 315. So I'm in the range, so that's good. Okay, and so that's the second one. And then the third one, I am going to subtract a pi because 180 degrees, 135 minus 100 won't be less than 360. So I'm going to make -2 positive and do 2n plus 1 times 180. And this time n equals -1. So I do 2 and then 135 minus 180, so let's subtract from that to get the negative of it. Okay, that's 5, 4, so -45 degrees. So there's my 3 points. 2, -45 degrees. 2, 315 degrees. And -2, -225 degrees. Okay, so that was 9 and 10.